सर कालूय तुम्ही मिटींग घेतलेली असले एज फार एज IT टुरिजम. वॉट वर द डिस्कशन्स आनी कितें इश्यूज डिस्कस केले तुम्ही?
डिपार्टमेंट्स घेतिल्ल्याक वी नीड टू एज वी हॅव प्रॉमिस द पीपल ऑफ गोवा IT खातीर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज 2.5 वर्सां आसतना जे हांवें केल्ले ते फुडें व्हरपाक जे कार्य व्हरपा जाय. वी नीड टू डू सम ब्रेन स्टॉर्मिंग, create part of ease of doing business, ensure that the startups and the IT fraternity run their businesses and not run after getting permissions and license for their schemes. I think this is something what we had promised them, and we need to, if we are really promoting Goa as an IT destination, we need to first comfort our people. That's the way we talk about brain drain stopping, everything happens here, and that's how we start looking at investments. आम्ही इन्व्हेस्टमेंट पळयता आसतना आयटींतल्यान वी आर लुकिंग एट द EMC cluster, we are looking at the hybrid park at Porvorim. We are trying to create the infrastructure. We are giving more focus on connectivity, fiber to the home. This is what we are looking at in the first phase. So if we need to build this up, it is something that we need to discuss with the stakeholders. So at the prima facie, first we have taken the industry, academia and now the government coming together again and discussing what needs to be done. 7 days they are spending on a daily basis talking to each other. We are spending talking and understanding where we need to tweak, what needs to be done to make things easier, simplify the procedures and have this ease of doing business in the right sense as far as IT is concerned. Once that is done, we will go to the next level of attracting the companies, moving things what are required, and in the next every quarter we have something to showcase. Secondly, coming to the tourism sector, as we have promised, it is not just talking about what needs to be done as a plan, which has been shared by many people in the past also. We are talking about certain verticals coming in the right focus areas. Tourism म्हणटकर गोंय म्हणटकर tourism आमी कितें करूंक शकता, गोंयच्या आमची सुंदरकाय कितें आसा, how can we take Goa in a different model, how people start looking at Goa differently is something which we are focusing upon. The consultants in place, rest of the things are there. We need to review certain decisions, we need to re-look at certain things. GTDC is a corporation. Against GTDC there are certain things which have been taken by the corporation in the past, whether we need to audit certain properties and use them rightly. So there are many things which need to be doing as far as tourism sector is concerned. Last few days we have been spending time with the people, the officers, the people in the system, and also reviewing certain projects. We need to understand how we take the tourism map ahead. A road map, when we say about quality tourist, जाल्यार खुबशे गजाली आसा. बीच क्लिनिंग म्हणल्यार फक्त बीच क्लिनिंग जायना, इट इज बीच मॅनेजमेंट. बीच मॅनेजमेंट करतले जाल्यार मेनी अदर थिंग्स, तातूंत तुजी बीच क्लिनिंगा बरोबर तुजे सायडीचो मेनेस, इट मायट बी एनिमल, इट मायट बी डॉग, इट मायट बी कॅटल, इट मायट बी गार्बेज अलॉंग द सायड, इट मायट बी तुजी touts, unwanted things which are happening there. Everything needs to come under a scanner which you give an integrated system. You need to start talking about giving better infrastructure along these areas. We are all the time talking about changing rooms, convenience center, things and CRZ norms. We are talking about wedding destinations. We are looking at creating single windows for everybody. So whoever comes here for a wedding as a destination does not run around for permissions. So lagna karuni. We need to be creating these things from them.
Single window system.
Single window. Event calendars. We need to have every event which needs to be done to be promoted in the right sense. If the events are for the year, it cannot be 2 दिवस पयली यो आणि मागीर इव्हेंट फायनलायज कर आणि हे कर. एक इव्हेंट कॅलेंडर फायनलायज करून वाय वी आर गोईंग, वेअर वी आर गोईंग, वॉट वी आर अचिव्हिंग इज समथिंग वी नीड टू कम आउट विथ. आणि ताच्या खातीर लॉट ऑफ सेशन्स हॅव बीन डन इन द लास्ट फ्यू डेज. येता त्या दिसांनी म्हाका दिसता वी शूड बी एबल टू गिव अ होलसम प्लॅन ऑन टुरिझम अँड IT सेक्टर. वी नीड टू टॉक अबाउट एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएशन, वी नीड टू टॉक अबाउट सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट, वी नीड टू टॉक अबाउट opportunities in terms of creating infrastructure, in terms of boosting tourism in the right direction. So overall map उलयता आसतना we have gone and understood where we are, and a lot of things need to be regrouped. North जावं, South Goa जावं, आमी कितें करूंक शकता, कितें करपा जाय, and how do we make things easier, right from the person coming on the airport to coming inside, right from the person who is wanting to travel as a FIT, right from the type of tourist from which country is traveling. A lot of things in terms of data also we are trying to analyze. We are also trying to see how best we can get the data with us. तो डेटा असलो, फुटफॉल्स कळ्ळे, खंयच्या कंट्रीचे इंटरनॅशनल, डोमेस्टीक, तांचो स्पेंड हें कळपाक लागलें. ताज्या प्रमाणे वी वील हॅव आवर बेज. Simultaneously talking to stakeholders like TTAG and the rest of them will give us more input. So I think by next week, TTAG चे function asa. So next week we will start interacting with them, understand their issues. Then we have the people from the water sports, we have people from the shack. Everyone has an issue. We have people from the taxi fraternities. सगळ्या जाणांचे issues समजून how we can collectively look at making Goa a world-class tourism destination is something which we are working on. येता त्या दिसांनी एक एक स्टेप जशें येता तुमच्या माध्यमांतल्यान आमी लोकां कडेन पावयतलेच, पूण हातून एक समजून घेवपाक जाय की ईज ऑफ डुईंग बिझनेस समज जालो जाल्यार गव्हर्नन्स बदलता. गव्हर्नन्स बदलले जाल्यार इफेक्टिवली एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन बदलून वी गिव अ न्यू आउटलुक टू गोवा. एंड इफ वी गिव दॅट देन वी कॅन एट्रॅक्ट एवरीबडी, वेदर इट्स IT इंडस्ट्री, टुरिजम सेक्टरांतल्यान डेस्टिनेशन्स करता, कितें करता हातून सगळ्या हातून यू फायंड ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज. एंड आय थिंक इन डेज टू कम वी आर लुकिंग एट दॅट. एंड वायडली वी नीड टू एन्श्युअर दॅट गोंयकार भुरगो गोंया उरप, ताका स्कील करपा जाय, रिस्कील करपा जाय तें पळोवप. एअरपोर्ट येता मोपा, वास्को ऑलरेडी एअरपोर्ट आसा, थंय एअरपोर्टार कितें त्रास जाता ते पळोवन वी नीड टू सॉर्ट आउट. आनी मोपा आमी समज एअरपोर्ट येता जाल्यार थंय कितें जाय पडटलें, हाव कॅन वी बी better facilitators for the tourists coming in terms of the flights coming in, if there are more flights coming in, how do we do it, ते सगळें आमकां आतां पळोवचें पडटलें. सो प्लॅन भरपूर आसात. I think we need to go step by step. We cannot give the whole plan and just keep talking. We have started walking the talk. Days to day, we will definitely find changes in the tourism, IT, and the printing and stationery sectors. Printing and stationery also, a lot of revival of plans are happening. We have seen the department. We have understood there are a lot of loss of opportunities. We have understood that printing and stationery once was a backbone. Sagre kaide, it cannot just be a department to print gazettes. We have much more to do. And I think this is also where we will start doing a lot of tuning in these days.
One more thing is that as an IT minister, what is your say on this IT habitat? And because long process, long so many years and all. So what is your say as an IT minister on this?
Yeah, I'm not going back. I think we have come to a space where the industry 4.0. We need to look at futuristic thoughts. So एक म्हटल्यार गोंया जेन्ना मनीस येता आमकां कितें आसा काय म्हणून, सो ताज्या खातीर AMC, द क्लस्टर एट तुवे which we have visited, I have already spoken about it, will be very clearly looking at electronic or electrical manufacturing related areas. That is where we look at the electronic manufacturing cluster. We are talking about the cluster at Porvorim, which we are looking at coming up by creating the shell, what we need for IT, ES, and which can also support the startup and IT fraternity at a large scale. एकदा एक वास्तू तयार जाली, ह्या इकोसिस्टम ड्रायव्ह जाता, and थंयच्यान then you start, whether it's a center of excellence and the rest of the things we start creating in one space, the whole space gets vibrated economically and in terms of employment. हे जेन्ना ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज तयार जाता आनी सगळो जागो हे जाता वावरूंक लागता, म्हाका दिसता पर्वरी हायवेचेर जो आमचो जागो आसा, that place will be ideal for us to give a head start to the plans which we had in the past. थंयच्यान मागीर we will review and understand what the industry needs, what we need to do, and as we keep attracting, main idea कितें, we need some anchor units in Goa. Now anchor units येतकर तांकां employment जाय पडटा, तांकां थंय कितें करचें पडटा तें चिंतचें पडटलें. We are trying to get the tag of work from Goa.
So
COVID times has taught us that work from home culture has started.
Are you talking
Now
about,
if you have work from Goa concept starting in, whether it will work fine or no, ताजेरू विचार चालू आसा.
okay. Are you talking about Porvorim when you talk as far as Porvorim electronic cluster, or getting IT habitat options like in Porvorim?
I wouldn't talk it like a IT habitat. Habitat is big.
Big. Yeah.
We are talking just about the IT space. Just the IT space which is conveniently located on the highway, and it will give good footfalls for the people and the investors to come in. जेन्ना investors येता, जेन्ना व्हडली कंपनी कोणी घालूंक सोदता, तांकां शेवटी सगळें लागीं जाय, लॉजिस्टिक्स, ट्रान्सपोर्ट, बँक, हॉटेल, रेस्टॉरंट, सगळें जाय, मार्केट, आनी तेन्नाच ते येतात. एकदां येवन आमी सुरू केलें, then we have lot of more plans. So I think we will be speaking about much more plans. We need to also look at ITES. BCom, BSc graduates भरपूर असतात, तांकां स्किल एखादी करचें पडटा. Whether we can get them in a financial arm, whether we can extend this part. Bandra Kulla complex today talks about buzzing about corporates. Whether we can create a certain area in North Goa which we can into that particular space where financial arm and we have a lot of people as graduates who can come into it. So you need to create a ecosystem. सगळे गव्हर्नमेंट जॉब जायना, ताज्या खातीर आमी समज आतां टार्गेटेड समज केले, Tuya we had targeted 10,000 as jobs. This hybrid park here, which we are talking as a cluster in Porvorim, is talking about roughly 2,000 jobs in a space of about 12,000, 14,000 square meters.
Oh.
So when we are talking about these things, we are trying to see how best the works can be communicated. So we are talking about employment per square meter and the revenue per square meter. We need to look at both the options to make a viable proposition for the investors, attract them and get them to Goa. Ecosystem तयार जातलो सगळें जाता आनी टुरिजम आनी IT एक कडेन आशिल्ल्यान there are plans to make Goa as an event destination for IT. There are so many things. हांव मिनिस्टर आसतना last time through Suresh Prabhu as the commerce minister, we had made the global VC summit in Goa as a permanent destination for the country. We need more events like this to add on the calendar, which automatically will also boost tourism to a large extent.